Hey, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see by the thumbnail and the title, today's video I'm going to be doing my little sister's hair. To be specific, a genie braid ponytail. Y'all, she wanted this so bad and I did it for her and I killed it, period, edges and all. If y'all want to see how I achieved this look on short natural hair, because her hair was really hard to manage, but I was able to pull through regardless. If y'all want to see how I achieved this look in under like 30 minutes, to stay tuned to this video. Before we get into the video, make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications so that you guys never miss any more uploads. Let's get right into the video. So first, we're going to start off by taking out some pieces of hair, or like a part of hair, so that we can do her edges. So you want to do this because I just feel like edges is like the most important part of your hair, especially when you're doing something simple like a ponytail. So basically what I'm doing first is just taking out a very small bit. You can take out however much you want to do. I typically don't like to do too much with the edges, so because I was the one doing her hair and nobody else was, I did it the way I wanted to do it. So as you guys can see, this is optional. Like, some people don't like to do edges. It's up to you. She's a little girl. She loves her edges and stuff like that, so I decided to take out some hair for her edges. I also decided to take out some hair out in the back as well, because I wanted to like flat iron that in the back, just to kind of add like spice to the hairstyle or whatever. So that's basically what I'm doing. Then I'm just going to go back to the top because I feel like I added a little bit too much out, so I'm just going to, you know, we're going to fix that up in the front. So basically that's what I'm doing. Then I'm just going to flat iron it because she is natural. She don't get any perms, chemicals put in her hair. So if you are natural, I definitely recommend this. Make sure that you do kind of like straighten your hair of some sort, unless you have products that are just like miracle workers, because if you are natural, 100% natural, it can be very hard to lay your hair down and get it sleek like you want it to be when you're doing ponytails. So I definitely recommend some type of like flat iron or something like that to straighten your hair. So I just flat ironed her hair, and then once I flat ironed the little parts of hair that I left out, I'm going to braid it so that it won't get in the way of when I'm actually trying to do her ponytail. So once those little 4 sections of hair is braided, I'm now going to basically take out the perimeter of her ponytail that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take out perimeter of the, like, around the ponytail, and I'm just going to flat iron it. Now, you can flat iron the whole entire head. I just really wasn't going to do that because I didn't really feel like flat iron her whole entire head. But it goes to show that you don't have to do that as long as you have the right products to mold your hair down, and as long as you know what you're doing. You don't have to do all the extra steps as far as like flat iron and stuff like that. So as you guys can see, that's all I flat ironed. I didn't flat iron her whole hair at all. I just flat ironed around it, like the front, the sides, and the back of it. That's basically all I did. Now you're going to go in with detangling comb. Y'all natural, y'all know detangling comb is all you need for natural hair. I don't typically use no other comb besides the detangling comb unless like I'm doing like precise parting or something like that. So I'm just going to comb everything up into one. Like I said, making sure that you do not brush or comb those 4 pieces of hair that you leave out. Another thing that's optional, you don't have to leave those pieces of hair out. You can put all of it up in a ponytail. If you're older, you probably don't really care about edges and nothing like that. But like I said, she's a little girl. She like her edges and stuff like that. So I wanted to do a little bit more fun for her. Now I'm going to go in with the products. Products that you're going to be using, well, first product you're going to be using is Echo Style Gel. This is the green kind. This is the green top. It's probably like my favorite actually out of all of them. And I'm just going to put that in her hair. And basically, the position, I wanted the ponytail to not really just be on top of her head, mostly like in the middle, because I didn't want it to just be like just sitting on top of her head. So however you want the ponytail to be, that's basically where you want, how you want to apply the product. If you want your ponytail to be sitting more so on top of your head, make sure that you apply the product in the direction that it's going on top of your head, like it's moving on top of your head rather than like just in the middle. But like I said, I wanted her to be more so in the middle. So how I applied the product was just strictly in the middle of her head. And then I'm going to go in with the brush. I like to use a hard brush because I feel like the thicker their hair is and shorter as well, it can be, like I said, hard to manage. So using a hard brush or something that really grabs the hair is really important. Next, I'm going to go in with some shiny gem. This is the extra hold. I love gems to use when I'm doing ponytails and stuff like that. I feel like it really works for me. I like to use a generous amount. Y'all do not be scared to dig your hands into that jam, into the gels, and get y'all ponytails together, because y'all know how hard it is to do ponytails and stuff when you're a natural. Another thing I want to mention is that you don't have to use the exact same products that I use. You can use whatever you know that you typically like use, whatever works for you. These products that I'm including in this video is products that I use that I think works perfectly for me. So that's what I decided to use on her hair, and it works perfectly fine for the both of us. Now I'm gonna go back in with my brush. Every time you add a new product, you're gonna go in back with your brush and your comb, because you want to make sure that you are getting any lumps and stuff out the way. You don't want a lumpy, loose ponytail at all. So that's basically what I'm doing, just combing, just brushing and stuff like that, and just adding as much product as I feel like I need to add in order to get the ponytail the way I need it to be. Now I'm going to go in with some Got the Beat spray. Like I mentioned before, her hair type is very, very dense. Like, she has very, very natural hair. So it can be hard to really lay down her hair, like the flyaways and stuff like that. And the products that I use don't really like make your hair hard, and I didn't really want it hard. I just wanted to really be molded, you know, especially if I wanted to last for a minute. So I feel like with this Got to Be spray, it really does hold it and mold it, you know, to be the ponytail that you need it to be. You don't have to worry about flyaways and stuff like that, especially when you're natural. Y'all know exactly what I mean about the flyaways, and you know, it's just different stuff like that. So yeah, I want to add some Got to Be spray. You don't have to do that if you don't like that product. You do not have to do that. I just feel like it was the right thing to do. Now I'm going to go in with my edge control. I didn't show it in the video, but I use the Ebon edge control 24-hour timer. That's the only edge control I ever use. I'll leave down all the products that I use in the description box below. I'm just going to put that around like the very outsides of her hair. I don't have to put that over her whole head, just around the outsides, because you're going to brush it into the ponytail anyway. So that works perfectly fine, y'all. This is my favorite edge control to use. All of my hair tutorials that I've did on my channel so far, I use the edge control. It's the only edge control I ever use on my hair. And then I'm just going to go in with the rubber bands. I probably would honestly prefer like scrunchy, but I don't like scrunchies personally. I prefer to just do a rubber band because I feel like it's a lot more tighter when you do a rubber band. So I use like 4 or 5 rubber bands because I didn't want it to pop. You know, you don't want to have your little ponytail going and then your rubber band just popping. So 4 or 5 rubber bands would be cool, especially depending on how thick your hair is. It was so much of a struggle trying to get her hair together, but luckily it only took me 1 try to get it together. And those waves and stuff was bothering me at the beginning. Like, she had very, very deep and prominent waves. But I was able to, you know, minimize it a little bit. So that's how her ponytail looks. And y'all, it's very possible because like her, she don't have the longest amount of hair, but we was able to get that ponytail up, period. So now I'm going to go in with my edge toothbrush, and I'm just going to brush it up, you know. Just brush it up because we want your edges to be really, really slick. Period. And I'm going to go in with my band that I got. This is just like a band that I use for like when I have my wigs on and stuff. It really works to keep down like your edges and stuff like that. So we're going to put that on because we want the ponytail to be as molded as possible while we do the actual braid part. And I'm going to go in with the actual scarf to wrap it around as well. You know, double security around here. Period. And once that is all tied up, now I'm just going to go with her actual ponytail, and I'm just going to braid that up because you don't want your hair to be showing. You do not want your hair to be showing throughout this braid. That's why it's important for you to braid your natural hair up. And then that's basically what I'm doing. Just literally braiding it up. It's very, very simple. Then I'm just going to get a rubber band, and I'm just going to make a little top knot. The taller the knot is going to be in your head, that gives the braid some volume. So if you don't want a flat braid, you want to make sure that the little knot that you're doing is going to be a little tall, so it gives it volume. Now I'm going to take the pack of braiding hair. I just used I've used 2 packs of regular bundle braiding hair. I'll leave in the description box below. And then I just basically connected connected the rubber band for the braid to the actual top knot on her real hair. And then I'm just going to take out a section of the braiding hair so that I'm going to use that later on to wrap around the actual braid once I get done braiding the hair. This braid was about, I think it was like 24 inches long, I want to say. It was like 24 inches long. So it was a little long, but hey, it is what it is, period. So yeah, y'all see I'm basically taking out a section of the hair, and I'm gonna use that later. And then with the remaining big piece of hair, the remaining section of hair, as you guys can see, I am braiding it. And another thing, a lot of people ask me how I was able to get the braid so big and not look so stiff and skinny. Was all I did was not braid tight. You do not want to braid tight, because when you braid tight, your braid is going to look stiff and it's going to be skinny. Y'all already know that. If y'all braid, y'all know that. So the best thing for you to do is just to braid very light-handedly. Like, do not put too much effort into the braid. And then when you get done, you're going to fluff it out anyway. It's kind of like pull it apart anyway, so that it can give you a little bit more of a wider look. Because I feel like that's how you would want your braid to look if you're doing a genie ponytail, you know. So yeah, y'all can't see like the end of the braid because I wasn't in frame all the way, but the braid was pretty long. I'm just gonna braid it all the way down. I didn't have to elongate the braid to make it longer because the length of the braiding hair that I had was already long. But if you have to do that, then it's not, all you have to do is just add hair to the braid. I just didn't add that in there because I didn't have to do that. But as long as you get a good length of braiding hair, then you won't need to elongate it at all. And so once I get done braiding the hair, now I'm going to take that braid and I'm just going to flip it over. And that's where that top knot that I was talking about earlier, real hair, that's where it's going to play in it. That's why you want to make sure that that top knot is pretty tall, because that's what's going to give your braid volume. So when you flip your braid over, the braid sticks onto the top knot. You're gonna use some bobby pins too to be able to secure it. But that's exactly what I mean by that. You want to make sure that it's secure and that it's going to be sticking on top of the top knot so that it won't go anywhere. And now with that left remaining piece of hair that she was holding for me so that I could braid it. We're going to wrap that around the actual braid. And I'm going to keep using the jam that I used earlier, and Got to Be spray. I typically went back and very frequently use those products to make the wraparound pretty stiff, because y'all know how braiding hair can be. It can get loose. It can start getting nappy looking and flyaways, stuff like that. So you want the wraparound to be pretty stiff and just like very secure. You don't want it to start loosening up and stuff like that. So the only way that's going to happen is if you add a good amount of Got to Be spray. So every time you wrap it around, you want to spray more Got to Be spray around it. And you can go further up. The higher up you go, the higher up the ponytail is going to be. So keep that in mind as well when you are doing the wraparound part. If you don't like your ponytail to be too high up, you don't have to wrap it, like you don't have to keep going too high up with thing. But I wanted hers to be pretty high because I wanted to give the illusion like of genie ponytail. So that's basically what I was doing. I didn't have to cut it or nothing. However much I had left over is however much I wrapped around the braids. You guys can see it looks pretty neat to me, period. And this is my second time doing it. I actually did one on myself 2 days ago, and she liked it. She wanted me to do her one, so I decided to do her one. So I think I did pretty good for it to be my technical first time doing it on somebody else. So let me know down in the comment box below if y'all like how it came out, because I think I did pretty good. So now I'm just going to take off those hair wraps that I had, and I'm just going to do the edges. You want to make sure that you do the edges last, because you don't have to worry about brushing it up into the ponytail and messing your edges up. It's just extremely pointless to do your edges first, then do the ponytail, then your edges get messed up when you're doing the ponytail. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, taking off these little hair wraps or whatever. And then I'm just going to flat iron those pieces of hair again because I feel like it just needed to be flat ironed some more. And yeah. And then I did the other part off camera. I did the other side off camera. I just couldn't really show y'all because I wasn't in frame because I had to scoot her over a little bit. But yeah, it just looks really good. I wanted to flat iron it because, you know, you want your edges to be really sleek and stuff like that. And she has very kinky hair. And if you don't do the edges properly, then it'll start like coming up and just looking all weird and stuff like that. So now I'm going to go in with my brush. Y'all, I freaking killed. It was the edges for me. I'm going to just say that it was the edges for me. And I don't even, y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I don't do too much with the edges at all. I don't do too much with my edges. I'm very, very simple when it comes to edges. But like I said, she loves her edges. So I tried it and I killed it. I did her edges better than she do her edges. Let's just be real. But yeah, I wanted to do something, you know, out of my comfort zone or whatever because I just feel like it went with it. Like, I feel like you had to have edges going on with this hairstyle because it's already a very simple hairstyle. So I feel like the edges was really makes the ponytail. And so, yeah, I did like 3 on each side. I think it was like 2 or 3 on each side. And then I did 1 in the middle as well. And I also I decided to leave like a little hair out on the sides, like a little sideburns. Because I feel like it kind of add, you know, a little spice or whatever to the ponytail or to the hairstyle. So yeah, I just figured it'd be pretty much satisfying to see me do her edges. So that's basically what I'm doing, and I'll get back with y'all when I get to the next step. And so once I got done doing the edges, I would just go in with some mousse because y'all know mousse really sticks it down, you know, really lays it down and stuff like that. And like I told y'all once again, when y'all natural, y'all know it can be really irritating sometimes to do your edges because it'll look good for a couple of minutes and then it'll start like just messing up and stuff. I know how it is. So using mousse definitely keeps the edges in place. Like, just look at these edges though. Like, it looks so real. Like, I really killed these edges. And I don't even do edges. Like, I don't even technically know how to do edges for real. But I showed out today, period. And I'm just going to do the other side, y'all. That's basically what I'm doing. And then I just put edge control on the actual hair before I do the edges. Instead of putting it on while I'm doing the edges, I just lay the edge control on. And then I just feel like it's just easier to do that. So, yeah. And then of course you see like she has like a long piece of hair like standing out right there from leftover edges or whatever. I just brush that into the ponytail. And now I'm just going to go back in with that Got to Be spray. And I'm going to spray that on last just to make sure that the edges are hard. And you don't have to worry about doing your edges over in the next couple of minutes. And then she wanted a little edge going on in the middle too. I wasn't planning on doing that at first. But I figured it would look a little better and would look more complete if I did do a little edge in the middle. So this is basically what I'm doing right there. Optional, of course. But, you know, this is something that I decided to do. So I just decided to add that into the tutorial. And now I'm just basically going in with the bobby pins. I decided to do bobby pins last because I was able to know exactly where I needed to put them at. And I wanted to the ponytail to look a little bit more higher up. So I'm basically just putting the bob pins in positions, to allow the ponytail to appear a lot more like volumized and actually up and stiff. So yeah, period. I did that. Come on now, don't boost me. Don't boost me. I'm already boosting myself. I think I did so good. Like at this point, period. And then at the back, like I told y'all, I did leave two pieces of like little sections of hair out in the back. So what I decided to do right there was I just decided to like flat iron, like kind of add like these little curls to it, because I just feel like I just had to do that. Like I feel like it just really gave it girly vibes and stuff. Yeah, it just really completed the look. So y'all can't really tell because, like I said, the flat iron was off to the side and I couldn't keep y'all in frame. So yeah, but y'all can see the little curl over there. Y'all see the little curl. Y'all see basically what I mean by that. So yeah, that's optional though. Y'all ain't gotta do all that. Y'all ain't gotta do all that. I ain't have to do all that, but I wanted to. Okay, so this is the finished product, full 360 for you. And I decided to add like some little scrunchies because I feel like it really made it a lot more girlier. And it really completed the look, y'all. I really think I killed this. Ponytail, braid, edges, everything was just perfect, y'all. If I look how this came out, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications. Y'all leave down in the comment box below how y'all think I did. If y'all want more hair tutorials from me and stuff like that, make sure to leave that down in the comment box below as well, because I do want to reorganize like my content for my YouTube channel, and I want it to be a lot more interesting, not only to me but for you guys as well. 2021, we definitely come back very strong, or stronger than ever. With that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you for always supporting. To the ones who always support me, even when I don't really be consistent as I should be, I appreciate the love so much. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.